Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your girl, the one and only Tiffany E, aka Sexy TV2, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes are snakes. They've been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania. And that is how you close a Mania.
What else we get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw after show, NXT after show, and of course a Friday Night SmackDown after show. You'll also get a recap of all the big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime. And that is on the Ancestors, baby.
Well. They picked Randall. Randy is the slot. Okay. I'm going to make this show short and sweet, too. We ain't going to draw too long on it. We'll go over Survivor Series on Wednesday. That'll be the night before Thanksgiving. I'll have a little bit of time to be able to go over Survivor Series. So don't y'all worry. We'll have our moment to hash everything out, talk about who's going to win, and things of that nature. Okay? But for now, like we always do, okay? Like we always do with this time. I go for mine. I got to shine. Okay. Top commenter of the day. All right. Dry, turn that fan towards the wall, please. All right. Pierre is numero uno. So shout out to Pierre. Nika's number 2. Sasha is number 3. Kayla is number 4. And Youngboy Jay is number 5. These are my top 5 commenters of the day. Thank you so much for coming in early and on time. Janelle, he's an honorable mention because he was the 6th commenter. If you want to be acknowledged, you can either be a part of the super chat or be a part of the membership, which is up, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to do that, your comments will take precedence if you send a super chat or are part of the membership. If not, you'll just have to fight for the masses to be the top commenter of the day. There's 5 slots and an honorable mention, and I will make sure to shout you out before the show starts. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe as well, ladies and gents. So let's get into the show, okay? Monday Night Raw is in the books, ladies and gentlemen, and this is going to be the final show leading into Survivor Series. We have no more Raws before Survivor Series. This is it. This is the final one. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty solid show. They had some pretty decent matches, some pretty good matchups, if you will. Let us get into it, shall we? The show opened up with none other than our resident Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. Apparently, he had to explain himself for his horrid actions last week. He decided that he wanted to have time alone to tell the world how he felt, and he needed people to understand his actions. I did what I had to because I hate Jey Uso and the bloodline. And I did what I had to because I hate him. And I wanted him to feel how I felt. Well, my sentiments of this is Jey Uso's been on the roster now for what, 2, maybe 3 months? You've had plenty of time to make Jey Uso understand how you felt. Plenty of time to book matches and build momentum going even into war games. It would make more sense now rather than later. And then you say, I haven't joined the Judgment Day. Who cares, babe? You've made your decision. You've sided with the enemy. You let that succubus coerce you into being on their side. And now it doesn't matter what you say you are or what you say you're going to be. At the end of the day, what you've shown is that you can't stand on your own 2 feet, which is very disappointing because I had your back, Drew. I had your back. Through everybody yelling at you, calling you names, tearing you your Party City sword, I had your back. I was there by my lonesome, standing in the rain, holding up my boombox. You know what I'm saying? I was like, y'all, fuck y'all. Drew McIntyre is bad. Fuck y'all. I was by myself. And this how you do me. This how you go out there. And then you say some sucker ass shit. Like if you questioning my integrity, you was never a fan in the first place, bitch. I'm a real motherfucking fan. You understand? I'm real. If your ass is doing some ignorant sucker ass shit, I'm gonna call you on your ignorant sucker ass shit. I'm not about to sit here and let you spew some bullshit. Now, what you said was garbage because we all know that your ass just felt like if Jey Uso was going to get a title, then you most definitely deserved one. And if here you can't have one, then his ass can't have one. And that's all that this was about. It didn't have nothing to do with you trying to get your hands on him because you've had plenty of opportunities to do it. It was even offered to you by the man you claim you despise so much. Jey Uso was like, whenever you want to fight, man, I'm right here. We could go at it whenever you want to. What you do? You walked away. So don't make it seem like you just doing what everybody else wants to do but won't. Because there have been plenty of people on the roster who have gone after Jey Uso, and even Judgment Day have done it. And you're the only one who on some punk ass bullshit. So don't sit there and act like it was all because I'm tired of them and I'm sick of them. Well, I don't see you going over to SmackDown causing no chaos. I don't see you going over there jumping Roman and Solo. I don't see you doing nothing when y'all have dual branded pay-per-views. You sit your ass in the back and eat your vegan meals like you're supposed to, and you don't do shit. So don't try to paint this as you some goddamn hero. You know exactly what you was doing. But that's okay, because you're going to get your comeuppance too. All of y'all. Because I peeped the little game today. I peeped it. Okay? Now, everybody look at this picture. Everybody look real cohesive except for who? Now, on Team Cody, they not supposed to look the same. Right? Because they not all in the faction together. But who's the odd man out in this picture right here? Who's the odd man out? What's the colors for Judgment Day?
You're not wearing purple.
What's the colors for Judgment Day?
It's purple.
Okay. What is the colors for Judgment Day? I need an answer. What's the colors? Because I see some extra colors here that don't belong. One of these things is not like the other. Okay? Because some is off here. Even Drew got the right color scheme. Okay? What's up? What's going on? I don't see no Judgment Day paraphernalia on Damian. Do you? Do you see it, baby? You don't see it? What I see Damian Priest gear. I see Damian Priest merchandise. That's what I see. Huh. Interesting. Let me go to your comments. Hello. She said, where the fuck was Randy? Girl, I don't know. But he wasn't even there. I'm like, how y'all gonna announce Randy as the 5th member and him not show up? What happened? What happened, Kratos? What did you do? Y'all did all of that and we didn't even even get to see the man. I want to see Big Randy. I want to see Randy in his best state right now. I want to see him.
Oh, he dropped it. He was wide open. Oh, shit.
As he should have. I'm watching the Philly game is on. Come on, Philly. Come on, Philly. Close out. Minute 42. Come on. Anyways. Him and that stupid sword. I'm so mad at him. I was there for that man. I was there. I was rooting for him. We were all rooting for you.
I trusted you.
Did you use it to slay the Loch Ness monster? Shut up, Alexis. You shut up right now. Don't you do that. You know I'm going through things right now. I'm having an emotional crisis at the moment. And y'all are really, really not allowing me to grieve. Ugh. Let me have my moment. No, because people still have sightings of the Loch Ness monster. I can't. No, I was with you. I was rooting for you. We was all rooting for you. We was. How dare you? You being mad is sending me back. I'm so upset with that man. How dare you? Don't you talk no shit like that to me. Talk about you was never a fan. I was there when everybody was abandoning you. It was me by myself. And Tirza, we was standing there with our damn signs and shit. We was all by ourselves. We the last two. We was the last two. How can you say such hateful things? I'm so hurt. Y'all know Drew a vegan. Hell. If he ain't, I'm surprised. Shit. You saw it. You see it. Damien the only one who ain't got on ain't even got on the colors. If they don't wear their own merch, they usually wear the colors. Damien usually wear the colors. Why is he wearing red and black and blue? What's going on? What's happening? He's been low-key going back to his old gear. Don and Funko Pop head look like children. Well, that's because they are. So, purple and black is the colors. Was it right for them to call them to into Saturday? I don't know what that means. Just y'all died on that hill. I stood beside him. I was standing beside him. He just gonna abandon us like that? No, cause fuck you, man. Now, let me go on before y'all start getting me on a tangent. Tirza said even Cody got on blue. Okay, somebody got on something. Why isn't Finn doing war games? Finn is in war games, babe. That's how it's 5-on-5. That's how it's 5-on-5, babe. He is in it. All right. So let us continue. This dissolved into a big old fight, attempted fight, but Wide Hip Adam came in there and stopped it. And basically what he told them, if they laid a finger on each other, that the advantage would automatically go to the other team. So they couldn't fight each other before they had the advantage match. And because Drew joined Judgment Day in the War Games match, Adam told Team Seth that they had to find a fifth before the night is out. But at 9 o'clock, they had to decide who was going to be in the advantage match later on tonight. So they made the decision. The decision was that Jey Uso would face off against Drew McIntyre tonight. To me, I felt like that was a bit underwhelming. Okay? I feel like, given the circumstances of what we've seen and everything that has happened, they should have picked somebody else. Drew McIntyre shouldn't have been the one. It should have been Damien. And then it should have been somebody like Sammy or they could have left Jay in there as the one to go up against Damian. And then they could have had Damian advance and let it be what it was. However, that's not what happened, but we'll get to that in a second. So where's his pants wearing ass at? He's right there over here in the corner next to Dom. He's behind Seth, and the way the cameraman is set up, you can't see him, but he's there. He was there today. He's there. He's right there. You can see his arm right next to Seth. He is there. It's fine. All right. So, period. That's what I'm talking about, Philly Phil. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Anyways, let's go to the next match. It was bust down middle part Nia Jax going up against Big Back Raquel. Texas. All right. Now listen, these two women was battling, okay? Now what Nia did that was fairly smart was she took away Raquel's strength, which is in her back, okay? She the one who keep flexing it, so Nia targeted her back, and that was her biggest downfall because every time she would get Nia to be able to take her down, Nia's weight, which is no pun to her, was not able to be held up by Raquel and her back. There were some things that Raquel was able to get off, but ultimately what it led to was Nia doing that, I cannot think of the name of that move, but it's the same move that Yokozuna did, her late cousin. And anyways, she tried to do it at this particular time, and Raquel was trying to get her and slam her basically on the mat, okay? It was a power bomb she was trying to hit on the mat, but unfortunately, Nia was smarter than her, and she grabbed those ropes on the top in the turn where the turnbuckle was, and she held on. That kept Raquel from being able to slam her, but ultimately she let go. All of her weight was on Raquel and her back, and Raquel just came crashing down with Nia on top of her. It was a sight to see. I'm not even trying to be fucking funny, but that is a lot. It was a lot. We're not talking about her just bear hugging this woman. She had Nia up on her shoulders with Nia Coochie all in her face, child. When I say it was in her face, I mean she could have motorboated her shit, fupa and all. Okay? Child, Nia came crashing down on the top of Raquel's sternum and basically went up on the top rope and did it again. And homegirl just could not get up after that. All them titties that Raquel had, or whatever little bit she did have, they was gone after that, baby. She lost all that shit. Nia got her ass up and walked out the ring and basically was superior. She won this match. I ain't gonna lie. If Raquel hadn't have had that work down on her back, Raquel could have easily beaten Nia Jax. She had Nia on the ropes many of times in this match. And what I'm really not understanding is why Raquel has to be the basis of everybody winning. She's the one that everybody beats and everybody goes over on. And I'm not understanding what the issue is. Don't get me wrong. Raquel is not my favorite wrestler in terms of wrestling, but in terms of the women in her height and size, she's probably the best in back there at this point, seeing as how it's between her and Rhea. Rhea's got the championship, so you know she's the best, okay? Like at her height, size, and everything, Raquel's fairly solid. There's not a lot wrong with the way Raquel wrestles. And my thing is, when are y'all gonna give Raquel any traction? Because at this point, she lost to Rhea like 3 times, I think, and then she's now losing regular matches. She ain't won a match and I don't know when. It's just starting to get to the point where you have to ask, like, where are we headed when it comes to the women's division? Because Nia getting the win is fine. Live your best life, okay? But Nia Jax, if I'm being frank, she didn't have to win that match. You could have gave that match to Raquel and still had Nia look superior in the end. You've done it before. You can do it again. I'm just saying, given the state of things, that Raquel is like not even out the fucking blocks when it comes to winning matches and actually moving forward. She doesn't really get a lot of traction. So it's gonna be an interesting time. I'm not sure how this is gonna play out, but it's interesting. Oh, I see his squiggles. My bad. Oh, the Eagles, ill. First of all, Jalen Hurts is on the Eagles. Okay, we will not disrespect Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and one of the biggest reasons why I snap and pop for Jalen Hurts is because his management team are all black women. Every single one of them, from PR to his actual agent, his manager. What else? He had another woman on his team too, right?
Everybody on his team is women.
He has one white girl and three. It's 3 black women and 1 white girl.
Yeah, I think she handles his social media or something like that. But his agent is she's black. His
agent black, his manager black, and that PR woman is black.
Yeah, his agent she also,
that's what it's called, the bonsai drop.
She also is his teammate's agent too, Jalen Carter.
Yeah. I don't care what you said. I don't care. I'm ignoring you. I'm choosing to ignore you. Because I don't care. Jalen Hurts is fine, and he got all black ladies and women ladies on his team, and that's how I feel about it. Boom. Now, Xia Li went up against Becky Lynch. It was a solid match between the two of them. Xia Li ended up losing that match. I wish they would change this render because I hate it. I hate it, and her braids are trash. So I hate it. Anyways. Xia Li lost this match, and of course, Lyra was standing there, watching and observing her opponent tomorrow night, because Lyra will be defending her championship tomorrow against none other than Xia Li. And Becky won her match, only for Becky to then be invaded upon by Damage Control, and Damage Control attacked. They went after both Becky and was tearing her ass up. Well, the cavalry came in the form of Charlotte, Shotzi, and Bianca, and then it was just full-blown chaos. Everybody in there fighting, moonsaulting, punching people in the face. Charlotte came in there with red lipstick on, but it ended up all over her face and her teeth. I said, well, damn, bitch, did you eat the lipstick? The fuck? What happened to your face, ma'am? Goodness. Girl. They was fighting all the way into the commercial break, child. It did not stop, okay? Now, there was some filler stuff that happened on the show. So I'm going to try to get through that rapid fire, and then I promise I'll leave you be. But we'll go over War Games Wednesday in its entirety. And there will be a storyline recap up on the podcast for y'all to listen to for each match in the War Games recap of the matches, okay? So listen. Ludwig had a match today with Johnny Gargano. He yelled at Giovanni and told Giovanni to stay in the back, that he didn't need his help, and that he knew Giovanni was trying to embarrass him in front of the ring general, right? So Giovanni did like he was told. But during that match, Ludwig started to lose pretty bad. And he was on the verge of losing as soon as Giovanni came out there. But Ludwig then yelled at him again to stay out of his match and to mind his business and go in the back. This led to a mild distraction, to which Gargano was able to hit him with his patented DDT, and that was it. It was game over. Ludwig lost, and Gargano finally picked up a win for him in DIY. Now, they're 1-1 with each other. Ludwig beat Ciampa last week due to Giovanni's help, and this week he lost to Johnny Gargano due to Giovanni's interference, I guess you could say. When they got in the back, Beaker, a.k.a. Gunther, decided to come back there and scold Ludwig because he said that he was not following the rules and he wasn't doing like he was told. And he said maybe that he made a mistake in choosing him to be his right hand man. He said Gio seems to be doing to make sure Imperium is protected. You are only concerned with yourself. He says, so since you don't understand how to lead, I'm going to show you while I'm out there with Miz. So let me get to what happened between Miz and Gunther today. They had a pretty decent promo per promo type of situation. Okay. Hello, Rico. And essentially what the Miz said was, Gunther, as great as a champion as he is about as interested as a bag of a Ziploc bag full of water. Okay, he ain't shit. He said he was an emotionless robot, and there wasn't much to him. He had no personality. There was nothing that draws people to him. The only thing he has going for him is his ring capability. He said the difference between you and I is that I will do whatever is necessary to ensure that I am on top. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're going. I will do whatever it takes to keep myself at the top of the mountain, and I will be respected one way or another. Gunther was like, yeah, all right. Because Miz mentioned some of his favorites when he was growing up. And he said he was infatuated with the Bret Harts of the world, the Mr. Perfects, the Shawn Michaels of the world. And he said he was one of those kids that would sit in the audience, and when he wanted to be one of the kids where Bret Hart would give them their sunglasses, or he got to touch a hand. And you know what? Beaker came back and was being uber petty, but spoken like a true bully, because he was just like, and then when you got here, after doing all of that pandering and dreaming on and wishing on a star, them very same people that you admired, loved, and wanted to be around, they hate you. And they still treat you like you don't belong, because you don't belong. He said, you're still a little kid, living in the past, sitting at home, dreaming and wishing on a star. You're still that annoying little pissant that was in high school getting bullied by the bigger, cooler kids. And now you're an adult getting bullied by the bigger, cooler kids. But he said, you know what? I just don't think you've been bullied enough. I think you need to be bullied some more. So you understand you don't belong. You don't belong in my ring. You don't belong in this business. You are a charlatan, a fake, a big fat phony. You don't belong here, and I'm going to prove it. So he started bullying him, pushing him around the ring, and that triggered me so fucking bad. There are a lot of things that I can take. There are a lot of things that I can take. There are two tropes in the WWE and in wrestling altogether that I absolutely detest. I do not like bullies, and I do not like mean girl characters. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. The moment I seen the Miz getting bullied by this bigger, slope-headed man, I said, hell no, low blow that bitch. Low blow his ass. And that's exactly what the fuck he did. He low blowed the shit out of Walter. Okay? Because Walter would have been able to get the drop on him if he didn't. But that wasn't the case. See, Walter trying to fight Miz straight up. He trying to go at him brawl for brawl, neck to neck, and you can't fight Miz like that. Because the Miz is not your average brawling wrestler. He's not a Ciampa. He's not a Bronson Reed. He's not Chad Gable. He doesn't want to try to prove that he's better than you. All he wants to do is beat you. And he's going to do it by any means necessary. And if that means cheating by blowing you, clawing your eyes out, spitting, doing whatever he got to do it, he's going to do it. And that's what it's going to take in order to beat a motherfucker like Walter. Because Walter only cares about the respect of the ring circle. He don't give a shit about anything else. So when you omit the actual mind games that comes into being that in that wrestling ring and actually being champion, you missing steps. You can't be a solid champion if you can't properly defend your championship. And that's the one thing and the one edge that The Miz has over Walter, or Gunther, as he likes to call himself these days. I'm just saying. Miz got the drop on that food today. And I'm sorry, but that was very satisfying for me because I did not like seeing that shit at all. Okay. But we shall move on because in the back there was a lot of commotion, and rightfully so. The tag team divisions are hungry and they're ready for some competition. They want to fight. They want to be a part of the show. They want to be in the thick of it. Into the thick of it.
Girl.
Into the thick of it. How's that? Anyways, starting off with the girls. Miss Karen herself, Chelsea, and her ride or die sidekick, Piper, who looked very cute today in her outfit. Piper was giving all the feels today in her outfit, okay? She was giving. I said, okay, Piper. Okay, Blazer Queen, I see you. Anyways, Piper and Adam was giving, Piper and Miss Karen Chelsea was giving Adam all of the blues, child. And Adam was just trying to get 5 minutes of a break. Because not only do he have to keep Judgment Day and Team Cody from murdering each other before Survivor Series, but he also had to keep the rest of the show in line. And it's a lot. Not to mention, SmackDown pseudo invaded Raw today, and Nick Aldis popped up later, which I'll get to in a second. Now, Adam ended up getting approached by the other tag teams. There was about 4 of them. A makeshift tag team with Ivy and Maxine, the tag team of Candice and Indy, which is a callback from NXT with The Way. And then you have Kaden and Katana, you know, the Disco Twins. And then you have the makeshift team of Tegan and Natalia. Is that everybody? Did I get everybody? Tegan and Natalia. The Disco Twins. Maxine and Ivy. And who did I miss? Candice and Indy. Yeah. Okay, so those were the 4 teams. I'm sorry, I had to she said, when I tell y'all something ain't sitting right with my spirit, baby, I don't like the War Games match. Randy should have been there. They're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. And if Randy shows up, he's taking Jey Uso out. I'm telling you right now. But anyways, because I don't like it. I don't like it. It don't look right. But anyways, they had the match. It was a fatal 4-way. And to be fair, it was a really good fatal 4-way between those 4 teams. Ivy and Maxine worked really well together. I was very surprised. They did very good. And Maxine, incredible. Okay? She did exceptionally well. Okay? Now look. They all did great in that match, and I was glad that each girl got to have a moment. We saw something with Candice. We saw something with Indy. We saw something with Ivy. We saw something with Maxine. We saw something with Kaden and Katana. And let me tell y'all, them 2 hoes, as much hell as I give them because they are boring, but in matches, they are so much fun to watch. Oh, that move that she did, their acrobatics and their stunts that they do together, clean. They are so good. But baby, I'm telling you, I do not think they are cleaning up and making up all them seats just for Randy to show back up. And y'all know I love Randy. No, Nicole, don't start that shit again. Damn, I don't want to hear nothing about no CM Punk. Don't start that shit. Don't you start. Because every time you start that shit start to happen. Put them thoughts in the garbage. Throw them away. Don't you start that shit. I'm not playing with you. Throw it in the trash because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. He going to take up too much time and his old ass can't wrestle. I don't want to see that man in WWE. Go home, Roger. She said, I'm sorry, but something ain't right. I'm telling you. No. Please. Just let us have a regular old show. Why? I don't need that man to show up. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. We're never going to hear the end of. I don't want him to show up. It's not a tiny bit off. It's all the way off. It is off. I'm not arguing that. I'm trying to ignore it, but y'all won't let me. You won't let me. Now, look. Listen. It's him or someone else big. Who else could it be? Who else could it be? Oh my God. Because they have never opened up seats like that. I know we was talking about this the last time, and I'm just like, ugh. I don't know, Nicole. I don't know. Now, let me get back to the show because she messing me up. You're killing my vibe. You're killing it. Listen, y'all. Ultimately, Natalya and Tegan ended up winning the match. I'm gonna be honest. I had no desire to watch Natalya go up against Piper and Chelsea. I'm not a fan. So, I mean, they won. Good for them, I guess. But me, I'm just gonna be out on that match next week because I just don't care enough about it. I will hope that they don't win. I'm being honest. I would rather they have Kaden and Katana or Indy and Candice. I feel like Indy and Candice ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, really, really hope that they would have given it to them, but it is what it is. There was a match between Shinsuke and Chad Gable. Shinsuke was able to capitalize and win. There were a few vignettes. There was one between Ivar and Bronson Reed. Ivar basically said that the gods were against Bronson, were very angry that Bronson had interfered and hit him with his tsunami. And Bronson basically countered back and was like, I'll see you next week, or some dumb shit like that. Ultimately, what else did we miss? I covered all the other matches, right? Yeah. So that was it. So it came down to the final match of the night. It was Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. And for the most part, that match was even killed. The problem came in as Jey made one little mistake. He didn't make sure that Drew McIntyre was down, fully down. And because of that, Drew was able to capitalize and push him off of that top turnbuckle, which in turn gave Drew enough opening to take Jey Uso down and hit him with that future shock DDT, I believe. And that was the end of that. That was Murder, She Wrote. So the boys came out there attacking and they started fighting. And everybody came out there, and Team Cody came out there with chairs to provide an equalizer, which was something that was odd to me because I was like, if your fifth was supposed to show up, why are you bringing chairs out here? Okay, what do you need with the chairs? Okay, and baby, essentially, Cody made the announcement that the Apex Predator was going to be their fifth team mate, that Randy was going to be the guy. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching Jey Uso's face. His face went from my teammates got my back to, oh shit, I ain't gonna be able to do this. That's the look that was on his face. Now, if y'all don't remember, the last time we saw Randy Orton, Jey Uso, Jimmy, and the Tribal Chief was tearing his ass apart. When I say tearing him apart, I mean they beat the brakes off of Randall. Okay? Randy was whooping their ass at first, but Randy couldn't hold them on their own. And at the same time, Matt Riddle was there. And now Matt Riddle's been fired and he's gone. So Randy, the last thing Randy remember is being laid out by the bloodline. So there's no fucking way. There's no damn way that this is going to work. I can't see it working, y'all. I just can't. This isn't gonna work. Something is gonna happen. Randy's gonna turn on them somewhere. He has to, because there's just no way. There's no way that this is gonna work out in their favor. Randy doesn't even have an opportunity to resolve his issues with Jey Uso like everybody else has been able to do. You bringing in a guy who has literal beef with one of your members. Randy don't have no beef with Judgment Day technically. Okay? By the time Judgment Day was getting ready to form, Randy was out. So what beef does he have with the Judgment Day? His beef is with Jey Uso exclusively. There is no fucking way that this is going to work out. I can't see it working. I can't. I just can't. Let me go back to y'all comments. Tirsa said, I smell shenanigans. Well, Nicole said, I smell shenanigans afoot. They could have put this on the pay-per-view. I mean, and Randy was not there. Randy was not there. He was not at the show. He did not come out there. They just made the announcement, which scares me to death because something is not right here. That's not right. Like, even Becky showed up when they made the announcement on Friday. Either that or Randy's going to pop up on Friday Night SmackDown. Either way, though, like, something is off. It's off. I'm going to stroll in like Emma. It's all about May. I can't. I said the same thing in the group chat. Something is going to pop off. I have a strong feeling it's going to be Punk. Please. I don't know why. Why can't it be something else? Pick somebody else. They not opening seats in Chicago, which happens to be in his hometown for no reason. Pick somebody else. When I tell you I feel a disturbance in my spirit, I know it's that motherfucker, Nicole. But we all... I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't know how that intertwines with Randy, but I have a feeling he'll be in there. He'll be there in some capacity. I really hate this. I really fucking do. Shay getting his boots, child. About to sweat that little blue dot out, okay? Because there's no way. There's no fucking way. There's just no way it's going to work. There's just no way. Same. Something in the milk ain't clean. Cody ain't tell him who was all on the team. No, I'm telling you. I'm going to do a church shuffle if it is. Oh, my God. They've at least opened up 100 extra seats, at least. Randy from like Maryland or something. He's from Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri, to be exact. Either Randy's going to turn on Jay in some way, leaving the door open for Punk. I hate every aspect of that. I hate it so fucking much. I don't like it. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. But they are probably right. And I hate it. I hate it. Tirsa is probably dead on too. Did y'all see what she said? She said either Randy's gonna turn on Jay in some way, leaving the door open for Punk. And you know what? She is probably right. And I hate it. I hate it so fucking much. I hate it. I hate it. They always have to make every company, they make him to be the goddamn hero for everything. Jesus Christ. I hate it so much. God. War Games better be fucking worth it too. And I'm not kidding. Randy is big, but this isn't all that's going on. I'm telling you. Tirza is spot on. When I feel something, shit happens. Randy gotta be a heel, especially if this is his last run. As he should. No, not as he should. No. Fuck. Y'all, that was the end of the show. Like, it literally went off with Cody announcing the Apex Predator as their opponent. And that was the end of that. If I'm being fair, if I were Randy Orton, there's no way I'm going to be able to come into this match. I don't even think they're going to be in the match. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. More than likely, Jey Uso and Randy are going to be the last two to be called to come into this match. When Randy's called to come out, Randy's going to attack Jey Uso. He's going to attack him in that damn cage. He's not coming out. Randy's going to leave. Very similar to what happened with Dakota and Tegan. It's what's going to happen with Jey Uso and Randy. They're going to battle it out. And then CM Punk is going to come down. And that's how that's going to happen. Because there's just no way. Unless CM Punk doesn't come down and Cody, Seth, and Jay and Sammy are fighting in this match for their lives on their own, it's very possible, because that's what happened with Rhea. They had to fight for their lives in that match, and it was very much a handicap match with them, and they were able to win. Dear God in heaven, I would rather it be an uphill battle for them to fight and win than for them to. I don't want them to do it this way. I don't want them to do it this way. But now that they have said it, I think that's how it's going to happen. Let me say, if it happens, I said it weeks ago. If we are getting the last hurrah of Randy, he has to be a heel. That's his best work. And everyone treated me like the musty boy in middle school. You are dramatic. I told you I don't think WWE should hire him back. They don't need him, and they don't. Just because they're going to be in Chicago doesn't mean that they have to hire Punk to go back to Chicago. I didn't think that they needed him. I still don't think they need him. They can do this without him being there. But if they're going to do it, that's how I see it happening. Randy's going to beat the hell out of Jey Uso in that cage. He is not going to be on his side. He is going to be like a snake in the grass. I'm telling you that's how that's going to go down. Jesus. I just want to know, what was Cody thinking? Like, kayfabe wise, what were you thinking? You, more than anybody, know how this man's moves, how he thinks. You know full well he was going to go full vendetta on Jey Uso, and Jey Uso knows it too. He is well aware. This doesn't feel right. I don't like this. He knew better. He should have known better. This is awful. This is awful. This is not. I wouldn't have even considered Randall. I'm telling you right now, he would not have been my first choice. We don't like it, but it's a story that writes itself. Jay ain't making it to War Games. He gonna eat his ass alive in that cage. I'm telling you right now. But ain't that his friend? No. You can't be his friend if you... There's no way that you can be this man's friend, an old friend as he put it, and not know that this is happening. How? Why? Why would you even ask? You know damn well. Do you... Look at what you and Seth had to do just to be able to coexist. Do you honestly believe that Randy fucking Orton, one of the pettiest motherfuckers in the WWE, in wrestling, sports, entertainment, period, is just gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck with Jey Uso today? Hell no! He gonna whoop his ass. Yeah, but he's not everybody else's friend. What? We just gotta let it ride. He gonna fuck him up. I'm be honest, I can't really fucking blame him. I mean, if we being for real, can you really blame him? Like, the difference between Drew and Randy is Drew had ample time and opportunity to get at Jey Uso. He had plenty of time and opportunity to take that man out. Multiple occasions. He chose not to. That was his choice. Randy has never had that choice. The difference is Randy's been on the show for a year, and if we're going storyline wise, it's because of him. If it was me, I'd knock his ass out at the first chance I got. As soon as I saw his ass, it'd be on sight. I ain't gonna be mad at him. I'm just saying, like, fuck. Oh, it's gonna happen, Tears. It's happening like that. Whether CM Punk is involved or not, it's happening. Randy's not gonna just come in this match and be on their side. It's just not. Jey Uso is getting his ass tagged. That is happening. We all can see it. If I wasn't so adamant about Cody started, I would say Jay should start for his safety. Girl. But you know Cody's going to be the hero. Cody's going to be the one to start. You right. Per kayfabe, the bloodline shelved him. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And Jey Uso was second in command, leading the charge. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, for real, I'm asking all of y'all that's in here, listening, if it was you and you was asked to be on that team, knowing what Jey Uso did to you, this is strictly kayfabe now. Knowing what this man did to you with his older cousin, his brother, and his younger brother, would you just legitimately let bygones be bygones and help them win the match? Would you do it? Just type yes or no in the caption box. Just in the comments, put yes or no. That's all I want. I give y'all 30 seconds to comment. Just tell me if you would do it or not. Okay, let's see. Let's see what y'all said. I don't know, Eli. I don't know where Seamus is. Check his Instagram. They usually keep up with their Instagram. Hell no. Cody need to start. This is daddy's match. Period. No. No. Not Seamus. Bye. No. If y'all wouldn't do it, then how can you expect somebody like fucking Randy Orton to do it? Some of y'all might be a little young. So maybe y'all don't know what Randy Orton has done in the past. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing that really stuck out to me about Randy Orton that fucked me up. Randy Orton and Triple H was feuding. It was one of their last feuds that they had. And Randy Orton called Triple H out. And Triple H ended up getting beat down real bad by Randy. And Stephanie was still involved in the E at the time as a character. She ran down there to stop him from taking Triple H out. If I remember correctly, it could have been that he was talking directly to her, but he wasn't. He ended up handcuffing Triple H to the ring. So Triple H couldn't move or save her. So as Randy was beating the hell out of Triple H, like I said, Stephanie came down there to save him. He grabbed her when she was on the ring. And as Triple H was handcuffed, he's trying to stop him from doing that sick DDT. He pulled Stephanie in the ring, watched that man, looked that man dead in his face, and DDT'd his wife off that second rope. Then he turned that bitch over and he kissed her. This was all in Triple H's face while he was handcuffed to the fucking ring. When I tell you that that's not a motherfucker that you keep in your back pocket when you got somebody on the team who done fucked him over for a year, nigga, is you crazy? That's not smart. Cody, look, I know you've been gone for quite some time, but bitch, you gotta do your research. You can't put somebody like Randy fucking Orton in a place where he can do whatever the fuck he wants to anybody. You can't do that. This is not smart. I don't care what nobody says. This is not going to go down smoothly like we think. The women's match for War Games is going to go traditionally. It's going to go down smoothly. You might have some issues between Bayley and Damage Control as a whole. But bitch, when I tell you that this men's War Games is going to be a sight to see, it's going to be a mess. And if Randy is still as big as he was when I saw him in that picture, I'm scared for Jey Uso's life right now. I'm dead ass serious. That man was massive. Wingspan, he put on good bulk weight. He was scary looking. If he come back with that motherfucking goatee on and shit, all hell is going to break loose. I'm telling you, I'm going to be screaming at the top of my lungs. It's going to be pure fucking chaos. All right? Now, Nicole, Tirza, and Don, they all seem to think that CM Punk is coming back Saturday. And that's why they've opened up all these damn seats. I don't know. I'm going to pray and hope that that's not the case, because I'm telling you right now, we will never hear the fucking end of it. And I really don't want him disrupting what that locker room has already built and turned into a camaraderie. I just don't. I need him, if he's going to do this, if they're going to do this and he's going to come back, he going to have to get his shit together. For real. My favorite is when he took Jericho out the first time via punt, kicked him. Oh my God. Y'all remember when Randy went on a punting spree a couple years ago? Oh, what a good time to be alive. 2009 to 2011. I remember he RKO'd Stephanie and kissed her after he RKO'd her. If Punk do come back, D will probably come out the woodwork. Oh, Jesus. No, he won't. He's fine. I'm not going to talk about that with him either. I don't want to talk about that. That's something I want to see. Girl, I was like, this nigga is crazy. Nicole is right. If Randy is on his last spot, this is the last time he's going to be performing. You're going to get voices in your head, Randy Orton. Crazy Randy Orton. Uncontrollable. Y'all leave D alone. He's been silent, ain't been bothering nobody. Oh, God. I will talk to y'all more about Survivor Series. I'm going to show y'all the match card for Survivor Series as of right now. There's just a couple more matches added, and that's it. There's not a lot for Survivor Series, but given the fact that Survivor Series has multiple War Games matches, there doesn't need to be a lot for Survivor Series. So the match card is pretty small compared to what it normally is. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, starting off with the women. 4-on-4 traditional War Games match. You got Team Damage Control. It has Asuka, Io, Kairi Sane, and Bayley versus Bianca, Becky, Charlotte, and Shotzi. Okay? Simplest explanation. Becky is an addition that they needed, apparently. Shotzi, Charlotte, and Bianca have all issues with all three of these women in terms of Io, Asuka, and Bayley. Kairi is an addition that really don't have no issues with none of them, if we're being fair. She may have a problem with Bayley, but she's been holding that in, and it's probably going to continue. To review the rules for the Survivor Series match, 2 teams will be contained in separate cages with 1 member of each team starting the match. After 5 minutes, a member from the advantage team will be released to enter the match. And after a 3-minute period, alternating members from each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. So for 5 minutes in the start of the match, they will compete and fight the 2 people who start the match. For the next, after that, you'll get an advantage member from the advantage team. Then 3 minutes will go by, and then you'll have alternating members between coming into the match. And that's how it's going to go. After each competitor has entered the ring, War Games match officially begins. The only way to win is by pinfall or submission. The next War Games match you're going to have is the men's War Games. You've got Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre versus Team Seth or Team Cody, whichever way you want to put it. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, and the mystery man is none other than Randy Orton. What's interesting is they still have his face hidden on the poster. He isn't on there, and it's just that it's bugging me. Don't understand why they're doing it this way. I'm very, very, very fucking confused by this. I'm going to get to y'all comments in a second. Santos and Carlito are going to have a battle, and then you're going to have 2 title defenses. One of them is for the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz is challenging Gunther for his title. And then the other is with Rhea Ripley going up against Zoe Stark. She's challenging Rhea for her title. As far as I know, those are all of the matches that are scheduled to be booked for Survivor Series. Literally only 5 matches, and 2 of them are War Games match, which is going to take up majority of that time on the show. So tomorrow is NXT, and there are a couple things that have to be done on NXT. JBL is going to choose the Iron Survivor Challenge qualifying matches tomorrow, and this is for Deadline because the Iron Survivor Challenge is the one match that they do once a year now. Since War Games was taken from them, they created the Iron Survivor Challenge, which in itself is an excellent match. When executed properly, this match is incredibly fun. Also, Xia Li is challenging Lyra Valkyria for her NXT Women's Championship, and the NXT Heritage Cup is being contested by Chad Gable. I'm sure there's more matches that are going to happen on the show, but for now, that is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oh, yes, he would. We see him on a consistent basis again. No, he wouldn't. Randy is sick. He punted and kicked a 70-year-old man. The second they announced they were opening up seats a show that's been sold out for weeks, I said something is going to happen, and I have a feeling that something is CM Punk. Fucking hell. Okay. Anyway, it cut me out, y'all, so I apologize. Anyways, I have to watch it with the show with the sound down, so I can't hear everything that commentary is saying or anything. So for me, I didn't hear or see any of that. Soon as they started talking with Wade and Michael, I just assumed they were going to be talking about Survivor Series. I didn't think anything of it. I had no idea that they had even opened up those seats in that arena. I knew that they were opening up the seats behind the Titantron in that arena, but that was very early on in that was very early on in when they first started selling the tickets for Survivor Series and they announced it was going to be in Chicago. That was very early on that I remember hearing about them opening up the seats that are behind that Titantron. So those seats behind there were opening up and were being able to be sold. I knew about that, but I just didn't think that had anything to do with CM Punk. I just figured they were like, look, if people want to sit there, they can sit there. They'll put a screen back there so they can see, or whatever the case may be. I am curious as to what it will look like back there for them to be sitting behind there, because they're not going to be able to see. And to me, if you're going to sit back there, you might as well be at home. You know what I mean? But anyways, I just didn't see it. And I was just like, or I didn't hear it. And I was just like, okay, well, whatever. And then like y'all come in and y'all telling me, and I'm like, oh fucking hell. Jesus Christ. We never saw it though, and now Rick is out doing what he loves. Okay. I'm going DC. Also, why do the women have 4 and the men have 5? Because there's no one else that they can add to their team, Tirza. I mean, they had to pull Rebecca from Raw for SmackDown to have 4 members. There's nobody else to add to that squad. Who else are they going to add? No, Nicole, you remember when we were in the Midwest Melanin Mafia group chat and they sent it in there that they opened up those Titantron seats. That was last month that they opened up those seats. I remember because everybody in the group, including me, was just like, well, you know, they're going back to Chicago. They probably want to hype it like it was something, but it wasn't. That was last month. Same Tirza, because they've never done this. I remember us having this conversation last month about this. I remember when Randy Orton kicked John Cena fatherhead. That was hard and brutal to watch because they had to scrape just to get the women together for that match. That's what I'm saying. They updated the poster. Great. Oh yeah, how was Becky versus our Black Queen, Zaquisha Leandra Brown? You're doing a bit much, sir. I'm gonna need for you to calm down. You need to turn that fan off. Nah, she not black. Jesus. Hopefully Randy get Roman in them. And get them and do what? They could have added Zelina, to be honest. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about that one. It's a joke because we're saying, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, it was a month ago, but these weeks have gone by fast. No, I got what she was saying. I thought it was weird then. We did, but we didn't, like, when we were looking at it, we were just like, okay, that's suspicious. That's weird. I would have added ZZ Top. I wouldn't have, but I would have given Becky incentive to be added instead of just adding her. If I'm being fair, I don't think that it. I'm okay. She was It has an existing beef with Damage Control. What beef does she have with them? I was the first one to say it, and everyone was immediately like, "Fuck no." I don't remember Zelina having any beef with Damage Control. I mean, she's wrestled them before, true. She's had run-ins with them, but I don't distinctly remember her having any beef with Damage Control. But then again, everybody on the SmackDown roster would have beef with Damage Control, very similar to the Bloodline having beef with everybody, and everybody having beef with Judgment Day, in my opinion. Becky ain't have to be there. When I saw Charlotte say, "Let me make a call," I said, "Who the fuck she gonna call? She ain't got no friends, child. She ain't on the same show as them hoes. Never said she was." But I said if you're gonna add Becky to it, then you should have at least made it worthwhile. And that part I didn't like. But to be fair, I generally don't have enough interest in the match itself. I'm more concerned with Bayley and the situation with Damage Control. If I'm being honest, I get what y'all are saying and where y'all coming from. I just don't care enough about it to be invested in it like that. In my opinion, I don't think it would have mattered one way or another if Zelina Vega was in there, because again, the story is focused specifically on Damage Control, and that's why I'm just like, I just don't care enough about it. The story is just like, it's that is where everybody is focused, and everybody's looking at Bayley, Asuka, Io, and Kyrie. And to be fair, Dakota is facilitating everything, and you're looking at them. To be honest, Bianca, Charlotte, Shotzi, all of them are a catalyst for that particular story. It's the very same way that the story was set up going into War Games last year with the Bloodline. Everybody was looking at, well, is Sammy gonna turn? Is he gonna fall, stay with the group? And basically is what he did was stay with the group. And that's the same vein or something similar that I'm getting for this women's match. So I'm not really concerned about it. I'm just not. I think they could have given War Games match to Raw. No, Raw had the match last year. No. There's more heat in that division to pull from. Not really. I mean, it would have to been built, but there's the only heat that you have is with Rhea and all the top girls in that division. Zaya and Candice, sure, you can pull that. Zaya Lee and going up against Candice, Indy, and everybody she done knocked out. Raw having War Games would have been an all Raw War Games. That doesn't make any sense, Rico. Same tip. It's just tired and lazy. They're focusing on Damage Control. I don't think Damage Control is gonna win. Well, you know what? They might. I don't know. She's the liaison. She's the one leading the pack, and she's the one egging the shit on. Like, oh, Bayley, isn't this what you wanted? Isn't this what you wanted, to strengthen Damage Control, to make us unstoppable? And Bayley's like, yeah, Damage Control. Like, she doesn't even know what's going on. So, like, when you're looking at the story, to be fair, I'd rather you throw Becky in there and let her be a throwaway character in their story than for you to take somebody like Vega or Mia, unfortunately, and don't take this the wrong way, who could easily be forgotten. They could easily be forgotten, and that's mainly because they haven't been built up again yet. But they could easily be lost in the sauce. And the only reason why Shotzi got the slot is because she's the only one closest to the Damage Control that has been able to compete against them recently. Like, she recently had a storyline with Bayley, so it makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? But if it was me, if I'm Kratos, I'm gonna let them be all of the fucking. They could be the throwaway characters in the side quest of this Damage Control story. I have no issues with that. None whatsoever. I have no issues with that. I can't wait till Bayley is put out. It's going to be something to see. I can tell you that. That's why I prefer to keep Survivor Series brand versus brand. No, Raw had War Games last year. SmackDown having it is fine. I don't think they'll win per Kiara. Kyrie, I think Bayley will take the pin and her teammates will jump her. Okay. That's fair. I think they're gonna put Bayley out to pasture next Friday. Well, all right. It don't. Because I don't remember nothing from last year's War Games. Damage Control was on the other side last year in War Games. It was Damage Control and Rhea Ripley going up against Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mia, and Bianca and Becky. It was 5-on-5 for the women last year, if I recall. The brands aren't the issue. They using the same girls as last year. It's lazy as fuck. Right, like them hoes cut her hair. 5 or 6 out of the 8 women in the match were in it last year. Well, there was a time, Nicole, where War Games was fully Undisputed Era. Every single match. Even with a storyline built, it was built so that they were in it. I ain't saying it's right. I'm saying it's Kratos and it's War Games. What do you expect? Nah, Bailey gonna be gloating and they gonna be like, bitch, we got your win. Ooh. Io really the queen of War Games. Io needs to sit out a year. Child. No, I remember DC versus Team Bianca, but I hardly remember specifics. I only remembered it because I was looking at the War Games match last night when I was trying to think about the last War Games matches that I remembered. And I remembered seeing it because it stands out because the other War Games matches was in that dark arena, whether it was at Full Sail or in the PC, and everything was dark. The floor for the War Games match was dark. You could kind of see it better because everything was dark in there. That's the one thing about dark NXT that I actually liked is when War Games happened, it was a little easier to see because it was kind of blacked out a bit. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of enjoyed that a lot, but I remembered it because it was 5 of them in this match, and Bianca and all of the girls was in there battling, but it wasn't like the greatest, but it was better than what we got with the men for sure. She's been in every War Games match since its inception. That's true. For the women, yes, that's true. 100%. Io been in alone. I don't mind it as long as it makes sense, and I feel like it makes sense. But they at least face completely different people on the other team. Yeah, or they faced an iteration of it. Like Pete Dunne was in War Games like 2 or 3 times. I think it was twice he was in War Games. He was always on that squad. Like it was at least 2 people that were repeat offenders or one person that was a repeat in that match against Undisputed Era. It wasn't just always Undisputed Era that were repeating, but I get what you're saying. 2 out of the 4 on Team Bianca was in it last year, and 3 out of the 4 of Damage Control was in it last year. I mean, who else? I don't like it. It's lazy booking, and it makes me not even want to watch the match. Okay. I mean, if you don't want to watch it, I can't tell you or try to convince you to watch it. But I can understand your frustration. But like I said, it's not like we haven't seen it before. And I get it. But this is Triple H's booking. Y'all know how this works. Y'all know how that man works too. So it is what it is, unfortunately. More than likely, the women's match is probably going to be the first thing up. They're not going to make that match close out the show. They're just not. Especially if what y'all think is going to happen is what people in there, and especially if Punk is going to be there, there's no way they're not going to have him close out the show. There's no fucking way. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I get it, but I blame it on SS being story based. Pizza was massively spaced out. Okie dokie. It was your singing during Nia versus Raquel. It was taking me out. All right, y'all. I can't argue about it no more. I'm not even trying to convince nobody. I'm just calling it like I see it. And I'm being honest. I don't have enough invested in it to genuinely care about it in the booking. So that's just how I feel about it. And I'm okay with how y'all feel about it. It is what it is. But we just gotta wait and see how it all plays out. So I'm gonna go, and y'all can go ahead and continue the conversation on the social media or wherever y'all want to in the group chat. If that's what y'all want to do, I'm fine with that. I will see y'all tomorrow when we talk about NXT. Y'all have a good night. Good night, ladies and gents, and thank you for coming to the show.